at the end of 1798, at the beginning of the time of the end, the prophecy of Daniel 8:14 would be unsealed. And this group of people, they are my people who can correctly interpret the 2,300-day prophecy. They are my people. They are the ones who I have deemed and called wise. Who understood it? Seventh-day Adventist Church. You see, it wasn't at 1798 that the 2,300-day prophecy was understood. This man by the name of William Miller in the 1830s began to study and began to preach about Daniel 8:14, 2,300-day prophecy about telling people that Jesus was coming in 1844. Well, he never came. He never came. And leading up to October 22, 1844, the date of which William Miller and his associates had pinpointed as the day in which Jesus would come to the earth for a second time, leading up to that, there were great revivals. And there were people coming out from the different denominations and different churches, and they were joining this movement, 50,000 strong of believers. But overnight, when Jesus did not come, it went from October 22 to October 23, when Jesus did not come, that movement went from 50,000 to 50. 0.1%. Not even 1% was remaining. It was reduced to such a small number. But the command came back to them that we find in Revelation chapter 10 and verse 11. He said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many nations, peoples and tongues and kings. They were to prophesy again to the whole world, to everybody out there, to different people, to different tongues, to different nations, to different kings. But God, what are we to prophesy? 1844 has passed already. What are we to talk about? Revelation 14, look at this. This was their marching order. I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. In Revelation 10, they were told that they had to prophesy again to different peoples and tongues and nations and kings. And here is the everlasting gospel. And here we see it going to the whole world. It's the three angels' messages. And look at what it says. Fear God, give glory to Him, for the hour of His judgment is come. And worship Him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. Friends, this is the message that God's people should be proclaiming at the end of time. And do you remember in in Daniel chapter 12, who was that group of people that would understand? The wicked would not understand. They would read it and they would not understand. But who was that group of people that God said would understand? It was the wise. It was the wise. These are the ones that would understand. And let's have a look at the characteristics of the wise for a moment, shall we? In order to be a wise person, you need to have wisdom, right? And look at this. Psalms 111 verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Do you see that? The wise, they fear God. Well, that sounds like the first angel's message. Fear God and give glory to Him. Guess what? The wise fear God. If you are preaching the first angel's message there, you are helping people to be wise, which means that hopefully when you're preaching the three angels' messages, you are wise already. You're fearing God already. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. But what else do we see about the wise? Proverbs chapter 3:35. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. Guess what? The wise will inherit glory. Fear God, give glory to Him. Do you see that? But what's the next part of that three angels' messages? For the hour of His judgment is come. Let's have a look at another characteristic of the wise. Ecclesiastes 8 verse 5. Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing. And a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. The wise discern what? They discern judgment. The wise, They will be the ones that will be found proclaiming the three angels' messages. The wise are those that fear God. The wise are those that inherit glory. The wise are those that understand the time of judgment, which is 1844, the interpretation and application and understanding of the 2,300-day prophecy. Friends, this is the defining characteristic of God's people at the end of time. Who are the wise? Who are the wise? They shall understand and be able to interpret and be able to preach 2,300-day prophecy. These are the ones that are preaching the three angels' messages, and this is what makes God's people unique today as Protestants.